Welcome to the Smartacus Quiz 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Today happens to be a quarterfinal, a knockout match as always, and to see which schools are taking part in today's quarterfinal, let's show you the school names. On one side, we have Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School from Siruseri, which happens to be near Chennai. And facing them on the other side of the table, as we say, is a team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Mallasandra, which is near Bengaluru. Beginning with Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, let us have a short round of introductions.
My name is Ayana and I'm a 7th grader. My hobbies are to read books and I love to write short stories.
I am Jaryeshwar, a 9th grader studying in PSBB Senior Secondary School, Siruseri. I love the fields of maths and science, and I am also very much into Model United Nations and public speaking. Quizzing is one of my favorite hobbies ever since I was in the 6th grade, and it helped me learn a lot. I am really looking forward to this quiz.
Myself, Sri Shivendra from Padma Sheshadri Bala Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri, from grade 9. And my hobbies include definitely quizzing, and I'm a fanatic in the medical research, and I love learning about medical fields.
Let us go across to the other side of the table now and meet their opponents, who happen to be Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Mallasandra. Let us have a quick round of introductions.
I'm currently studying in class 10 in Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Mallasandra. My interests include learning music, swimming, quizzing, and playing chess.
I'm Tejas MH. My interests include quizzing, football, and chess.
My name is Satvik RK and I'm in class 12. As far as quizzing goes, myself and my teammate Tejas have represented our school at the national level. We have won an episode of ZTV's Mind Wars. We have won the All Karnataka round of the Intact National Heritage Quiz, and I myself have won the second place in the All India Deccan Herald Quiz. So quizzing has always been one of my hobbies, apart from Carnatic music, designing, cycling, and reading.
By virtue of being the team that is ahead in the alphabetical order of the school name, let me now ask Sri Shivendra, what would he like to call? Sri Shivendra, what would you like to call? Heads or tails?
Go for heads.
Heads is the call. Let me toss the coin. That's a good call. It comes up heads, which means that Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri, will play first. Before we proceed, it is only correct that I explain the rules of today's quiz, or as we call it, the game. The team which won the toss today is PSBB Senior Secondary School, Siruseri, whose youngest member happens to be Ayana Panda. Ayana, which of these 8 topics would you like to play as your specialized topic?
Sir, I would like to go with literary prizes.
Let us open up the box on literature. The first of your questions, Ayana. P.H. Newby's novel, Something to Answer For, was in 1969 the first ever winner of which world-famous literary prize? Indian winners of this prize include Arundhati Roy, Kiran Desai, Arvind Adiga, etc. And your time starts now.
Sir, is it the Man Booker Prize?
Is it the Man Booker Prize? Let's take a look at the answer and see if we can give you points. They were called the Man Booker Prize until a couple of years earlier. Now they're simply called the Booker Prizes because Man is no longer the title sponsor. But Booker Prize is good enough. 2 points to begin the quiz to PSBB. Let us show you your second question, Ayana. This happens to be a plaque related to literature. What is India's oldest and highest literary award presented annually to an author for their outstanding contribution towards literature? Apart from a cash prize, the award comprises a citation plaque and a bronze replica of Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and knowledge. And your time starts now.
Sir, is it the Gyanpith Award?
Is it the Jnanpith Awards or the Jnanpith Awards? Let's take a look at the answer and see if you get points. The Jnanpith Award or the Jnanpith Award, it is India's highest literary honor, and it is awarded to an author or authors for their outstanding contribution to the field of literature. 2 points yet again to PSBB. That brings us to an end of Ayana's special topic, which was literature. Let us now go across to their opponents, Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Mallasandra. Their youngest member happens to be Samir Murthy. Samir, which topic would you like to play as your specialized topic?
Can I go with rodents?
Samir has chosen rodents from the world of flora and fauna. Your first question on rodents is this. On the left, you will see a rodent which happens to be the largest living species of rodent in the world. It is a native of South America, the continent out there. And what animal is this, whose name is an anagram of pay a crab? And your time starts now.
Capybara.
Capybara, says Samir. Your team captain was already noting down that his confidence was that you would give the answer. Let's take a look at the answer slide. Capybara is correct. And an interesting tidbit of trivia about the capybara is that not only is it the largest species of rodent in the world, but it is perhaps, without a peer, the friendliest animal in the entire animal kingdom. So capybaras are famous for getting friendly across all kinds of animal species, sometimes even with great big cats who are natural predators of these kind of animals. Capybara will get you 2 points. Samir, you and your team pick up 2 points. Back we go to your box and let's see your second question. Scientifically known as Pteromyini or Petoristini, some 50 species of squirrel are able to travel from one tree to another with the aid of a patagium, and that happens to be a furred parachute-like skin membrane that stretches from wrist to ankle. They are therefore known as blank squirrels, though the missing word is not a correct description of the action that they are capable of or they are performing. Just fill in the blank to give the common name of this category of squirrels. And your time starts now.
So the answer is flying squirrels.
The answer is flying squirrels. So you're saying that even though they are called flying, they don't really fly. What do they do then?
So they glide, essentially. They climb up and they glide from a top region to a bottom region.
All right. Very, very, very confident answer yet again. Let's take a look at the answer now. Fully justified in your confidence. Your answer could very well be a mirror image of my answer slide. They're called flying squirrels, though actually what they are doing is gliding. And you can see one of them in action right there. That membrane or skin that is stretching between their ankles and toes from both forelimb and hind limb is called a patagium. And it actually helps them to glide. So they are like little wing-suited squirrels who are gliding from one branch to another. 2 points to Sri Kumaran Children's Home. The South Zone of India is traditionally a powerhouse when it comes to quizzing. And I think so far, both the youngest members of these teams have proven it correct. Let us move quickly into the second choice of topics from PSBB, which happens to be Jareshwar Kumar. Jareshwar, which topic would you like to play?
Sir, I'll take Marco Polo, history.
Let's open up the Marco Polo box. Your first question about Marco Polo is this. On your left, you will see the ancient ruins of something called Shangdu or Xanadu. The Venetian merchant Marco Polo arrived at Shangdu in China in 1275 after a 4-year journey. It was then the capital of which great emperor? A certain Khan, if you want to call him that. And your time starts now.
Sir, I'm going to take a guess that is Genghis Khan.
You're going to take a guess which is Genghis Khan. Indeed, Genghis Khan was a great emperor and a great conqueror, but the timeline is slightly off. So can't give you points. Let me now go to your teammates. 15 seconds beginning now. Ayana and Sri Shivendra, who wants to take this? Last 6 seconds.
Sir, if I can take a guess, Kublai Khan.
Okay, and what was Kublai Khan famous for? Can you tell me a little bit about him? Because I'm very interested to know how you arrived at the answer.
Sir, I just read it as a fact, sir, but I'm not so sure about what he was doing.
All right. Let's take a look at the answer and see if the first bonus point attempt proves to be right. Kublai Khan is correct. That happens to be a giant granite or stone sculpture of Kublai Khan sitting in his court surrounded by his soldiers. And Kublai Khan was the emperor when Marco Polo first arrived in Shangdu or Xanadu after a 4-year journey. 1 point to PSBB. We need to go back now to Jareshwar yet again and ask him the second question on Marco Polo. On the left, you will see a book called The Travels of Marco Polo, written by Rustichello of Pisa. Marco Polo's travels are recorded in this book, The Travels of Marco Polo, which he dictated to Rustichello da Pisa when they were both lodged in what unusual location or place? And your time starts now. 15 seconds to go. Last 3 seconds, Jareshwar. Take a guess. There are no negatives. All right. Your time is up, so I need a guess from you, Jareshwar.
I would like to pass this
I need
on.
to pass you now. So I will go across and start the 15-second timer for your teammates, Ayana and Sri Shivendra. Who wants to take this? Last couple of seconds. All right, I need a guess. Sri Shivendra, as team captain, would you like to take a guess? Unusual location or place?
Silk Road.
Silk Road. Okay, that would be a very large place indeed. Not the Silk Road, but that's a good guess. Let me now go across for the first steal of today's match. Moving across to the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home. 15 seconds have begun.
The answer, I would like to give you the final answer as jail.
Let's take a look. Prison in Genoa is correct. And the story is as interesting as Marco Polo's travels because at that time, Genoa was at war with Venice, where Marco Polo belonged. And he commanded a warship or galley from Venice against the Genoans. They lost that battle and the Genoans captured him and put him into prison for being an enemy commander of a ship which was attacking them. And that is where he was for almost 4 years. And that is where he used to dictate his story about the travels of Marco Polo to a fellow inmate of the prison who was Rustichello. You can see that prison now. It's a heritage site. And if you ever travel down that site, please do check it out because a large amount of history is attached to that place. 1 point on the steal to Sri Kumaran Children's Home. That brings us to an end of the topic of Marco Polo, played by PSBB and their teammate Jareshwar. Let us now go back to Sri Kumaran Children's Home. The second person to choose was going to be their team captain, Satvik RK. Satvik, which of the topics on screen would you like to play?
I would like to go with batteries.
Let's open up that box. The first of your questions on batteries coming up now. On your left, you will see an infographic or a scientific image. Which word term, coined in 1834 from the Greek word for descent or way down, signifies or is used to describe an electrode from which a conventional current leaves a polarized electrical device? And your time starts now. That copper element that you see there is the one in this battery. It's immersed in galvanic acid. Last 7 seconds. And your time is up. Do you have a guess or should I go? Yeah.
My guess would be anode.
Your guess would be anode, which is a word linked to batteries, yes, but not the word we were looking for. Moving across to your teammates, Samir and Tejas, without talking, 15 seconds on the clock. Who wants to take this? Last 5 seconds. Quickly give me a guess.
Can I tell the final answer is cathode?
Let's take a look at the answer and see if you get points. Cathode is correct. And your partner and your captain gives a sigh of exasperation. Like, why did I go with the alphabetically first word? Cathode comes from the Greek word kathodos, which was originally used to signify the sun going down or the descent of the sun. And since this was a polarized, or since this was a charge leaving a polarized device or setting or going away from the device, they coined the word cathode in the 1800s to describe such a piece of a battery. 1 point, a crucial save by Samir. Let us go back to your captain now. Satvik, here's your second question on batteries. What is the name of the chemical element that is the lightest metal? It is used extensively in battery manufacture and also in medicine in its carbonate form. And your time starts now.
The answer is lithium.
Let's take a look at the answer and see if it gets points. Lithium is correct. In fact, there is an area in the world geographically demarcated area called the Lithium Triangle, a little farther away from India in another continent. It's called the Lithium Triangle, where lithium deposits are so concentrated that now everybody who's into electric battery manufacture is looking to source their lithium from there. Do look it up if you get the chance. Lithium Triangle is what they call it. And India also has a significant interest in getting lithium from there. For now, 2 points to Sri Kumar and Children's Home. Satvik justifies his interest in batteries. Let us go back to the grid. And before we move any further, we will take a quick look at the scores. At this moment, the team from PSBB Senior Secondary School Siruseri is on 5 points, and their opponents, the team from Sri Kumar and Children's Home Mallasandra, has a slender lead and they are on 8 points. For now, we go across to PSBB once more and ask their third and final member, which happens to be their team captain, Sri Shivendra. What will be your specialized topic for individual play?
Like to go with private space companies.
You would like to go with private space companies? Your first question on private space companies is this. Which private space company owned by Elon Musk has been launching unmanned cargo vehicles to the International Space Station and winning a contract from NASA to fly astronauts to space? The company is known for its Falcon series of rockets, which they use to launch their ships. And your time starts now.
SpaceX. My final answer is SpaceX.
All right, Sri Shivendra says SpaceX. Let's take a look at the answer. SpaceX is correct. You see there a spectacular picture of one of their modules. 2 points to PSBB. I hope you make it 2 out of 2. Sri, let's show you your second question. Which private space flight company was started in the year 2000 by Jeff Bezos, the founder and executive chairman of Amazon? This company is known for private astronaut missions and for its rockets, which are called New Shepard and New Glenn, dedicated to the astronauts of NASA. Both of them named after former astronauts. And your time starts now.
Blue Origin. My final answer is Blue Origin.
Sri Shivendra says, my final answer is Blue Origin. And there is a ton of confidence in his voice. Let's take a look at the answer. Blue Origin is correct. And there in front of that shuttle or that module, you see the founder, Mr. Jeff Bezos himself. That's 2 points yet again to the team captain from PSBB Senior Secondary School, Siruseri. That brings us to a rocket-like end of your topic, Sri, which was private space companies. For the final time of individual play in today's quiz, we will go to Sri Kumar and Children's Home, Mallasandra, where the only person yet to play an individual specialized topic happens to be Tejas Harish. Tejas, which topic from the 3 ones remaining on the screen would you like to play?
Athletic world records.
The first of your questions on athletic world records is this. Wade van Niekerk, which you see on screen, is a South African track and field sprinter and the current world and Olympic record holder in which discipline or event? And there is a clue. If it helps, his record timing stands at 43.03 seconds. And your time starts now.
The 400-meter dash.
400-meter dash. That record timing happens to be 43.03 seconds. Tejas answering this in about a tenth of that time, in 4.3 seconds. Let's take a look at the answer. The men's 400 meters dash is correct. In fact, you see him there standing in a regular pose that happens when a record is set. They take you to the giant screen, the digital screen, which shows everybody's standings and times. And that is a pose that any athlete would die for because it's a very proud moment. 2 points to Sri Kumar and Children's Home. That's a brilliant answer, Tejas. Something tells me you're in top form with athletics. Let's show you your second question. Oh, this happens to be a sitter who currently holds both the 100 meters and the 200 meters men's world record with timings of 9.58 seconds and 19.19 seconds respectively. And your time starts now.
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, you say. Let's take a look at the answer. Usain Bolt it is, and this is one of his To the world is what he calls this pose, and the world calls him Lightning Bolt, of course, because of the way he sprints. There's a reason why this was an easy topic according to the quiz and according to the team, and it was your luck that everybody left it open for you to take. Another interesting fact about one of those world records that you saw on screen, his world record for the 200 meters happens to be 19.58 seconds. And when he was a member, he tried out for a football team, and that was when he used a jersey that was his other world record. So he used the jersey 9.58 or 9:58, which is his 100 meters record. So normally you have a single digit jersey or a double digit jersey. His jersey, when he tried out for a football team, happened to be 958, which is 9.58, his 100 meters record. 19.19 seconds, of course, being the 200 meters record. 2 points yet again to Sri Kumar and Children's Home. Let's go back to the grid now. That finishes all 6 topics of individual play by the 6 quizzers in today's quiz, 3 from each of the teams. What we are left with is my personal favorite segment of the quiz, which is the team play topics. Let me now go to Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri. All 3 of you quickly discuss and tell me which topic would you like to play as your team play topic.
Select is reality TV shows.
Let's open up the box on reality TV shows from movies and TV. The first of your questions, PSBB, remember as a team, is this. The Indian TV reality show Big Boss is a local Indian version of which famous TV reality show? And your time starts now.
Shivendra, you have any guesses for this one?
Okay, I have one in mind. I'll just check if it's the same. Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother. Big Brother was the inspiration behind
Right.
Big Boss.
Your
It was
time is
originally
up.
a book. So
Your
yeah,
time
you
is
can
up,
go
so
with
I
that.
need an answer from you.
The final answer from PS2 is Big Brother.
All right, your final answer is Big Brother, and in India it is called Big Boss, you say. Let's take a look at the answer. Big Brother happens to be correct. Big Brother was a phrase which was originally coined by the English author George Orwell, or Eric Arthur Blair, as his real name was, in his dystopian novel, which was called 1984. And in 1984, the title of the book is 1984. And in that book, he paints a picture of a future society in which the government is watching and listening to everything that each and every one of its citizens is doing or saying. And that is called the Big Brother approach. 2 points to PSBB. Let's go back to your box. The second question on reality TV shows is this. In 2019, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi appeared on the Man vs. Wild television show, going on an adventure in the wilderness of the forests of India. You just have to tell me who is the famous host of this TV show. And your time starts now.
The final answer from
I guess it is Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Yeah, Bear Grylls. Okay.
The final answer is Bear.
Final answer is Bear Grylls. But let's take a look at the answer. Bear Grylls, it is. His autobiography is called Never Give Up, A Life of Adventure. And if you are interested in brands and business and stuff like that, do take a look. There are products which are endorsed by Bear Grylls, and they very often bear the motto or the slogan, never give up. So when you see that, you remember that it is endorsed or promoted by Bear Grylls himself. 2 points in quick succession. That brings us to the end of 7 topics from the grid. The only remaining topic yet to play is explorers from the world of geography. For that topic, we will now go to Sri Kumar and Children's Home, Malasandra. Let's show you your first question. In 1724, which Danish explorer was engaged by Tsar Peter the Great to see if Asia and America were connected by land? Several geographical features, including the one that you see on the map with the name that is blanked out in red, including the strait between the Pacific and Arctic Oceans, which you see there, separating the Russian Far East from Alaska, are named after him. I will accept full name or last name, either of them. Your time starts now.
Do you know of any Danish explorers?
What?
Do you know of any Danish explorers?
Isn't okay. Let me think. Samir, do you have a guess?
No, Danish explorer is.
His last name is blanked out from the map in red. I will accept the last name also, as I told you.
Danish.
Last 5 seconds.
Can you think of any explorer? I mean, I can only think of
All right.
Vasco da Gama.
Your time is up, so just give me a name. There are no
Vasco,
negatives. So
Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama. Okay. I don't think Vasco da Gama was Danish.
Yes.
So we will go to the first steal of the team play to PSBB. 15 seconds on the clock. Discuss and tell me your final answer.
I guess
Last
the
3
answer is
seconds.
Bering.
I'm having.
Bering.
Yeah, it should be Bering, and he was a Russian. It was named after he was a Danish person called Paul of Bering. So our final answer is Bering.
Let's take a look at the answer and see if there is a steal here. Bering or Vitus Bering is correct. That on the left is his bust, or a short sculpture as we call it, which is from the shoulders up. There is a painting of Vitus Bering as well. And since he was so widely respected in Russia, what you can see on the right is a postage stamp of the Soviet Union, which honored Vitus Bering, because Tsar Peter the Great was, of course, Russian. One crucial point at this late stage to PSBB, but we still have one question to go, which is the team play question for Sri Kumar and Children's Home. Let us show you that question. In May 1926, along with 15 other men, who became the first explorer to have reached the North Pole, and they used the airship Norge. The author of a book called My Life as an Explorer, he died in a plane crash while staging a search and rescue mission after the crash of another airship called Italia. And your time starts now.
Isn't it the same guy who reached Mount Everest?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah, Edmund Hillary, right?
Yeah, fine. I think it's Edmund Hillary.
Samir, do you have any idea? Because I remember, reading that.
I'm trying to remember some other name, but you sure?
We'll just clarify the question so that there is no doubt. We are looking for the first explorer to have reached the North Pole, period.
That might have been, Antarctica for Edmund Hillary.
All right. Your time is up, so I need a final answer.
No, so our final answer is Edmund Hillary.
Your final answer is Edmund Hillary, who is more famously associated with the first ever successful ascent of Mount Everest. Not the answer we are looking for, though Hillary did go on to one of the poles. Let's go to PSBB for a steal. What's your guess, PSBB? 15 seconds are ticking.
My Life as an Explorer, would it be Tenzing Norgay?
I think it is Robert Peary.
Final answer from PSC Silseri is Robert Peary.
Let's take a look at the answer and see if you get points. It's not Robert E. Peary, but Roald Amundsen from Norway, and that was the person who used the airship was also called Norge or Norge, and Roald Amundsen going all the way around. In fact, I think this is the first question of today's quiz that has passed all the way around and come back to the quiz master. That brings us to the end of the specialized topic played as a team by Sri Kumar and Children's Home Mallasandra. They had a slight blip there, uncharacteristic of their team. Both questions passed them, but no matter. Before we go on to the mystery boxes, it is my duty to give you the scores. Sri Kumar and Children's Home Mallasandra are currently on 12 points, and their opponents, the team from Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri, are on 14 points. To play those questions from the mystery boxes, back I will go to the team which won the toss. PSBB, you need to tell me which of the two mystery boxes would you like to play as a team?
Mystery box number 1.
Mystery box 1 it is. Let's open up mystery box number 1. The first of your questions is this. Because of the way they look, Cleopatra's blank is the name given to obelisks of the ancient Egyptian civilization, taken from Egypt in the 19th century and installed in London and New York City. What word, a common household item, fills the blanks? And your time starts now.
Can it be Cleopatra's knife? Because that object looks like a knife and a common household item. I think it should be Cleopatra's knife.
All right. Last 10 seconds, Steve.
Yeah, what?
Wait.
And your time is up. Cleopatra's needles is what they are called. No matter, let us show you your second question. Your second question is this. What animal, though scientifically known as Phascolarctos cinereus and incorrectly called a bear very frequently, is thought to spend more time sleeping than any other animal on earth, spending about 20 to 22 hours a day asleep. And your time starts now.
It should be polar bear,
Yeah, sure,
right?
I have a guess. Sloth bear. I don't think no one confuses it with the bear. The polar bear. I'm gonna go with polar bear.
Yeah, I think you can go with polar bear.
See the name fast.
10 seconds to go.
Incorrectly.
What other thing?
And your time is
Okay,
up, so I
final
need an answer now.
Final answer from PSCB would be polar bear.
Your final answer is polar bear. Let's take a look at the answer. Koala bears are not real. They're sometimes incorrectly called bears. And I thought there was no need to put more pictures than one. But what cuter way there could be than to see several pictures of koalas sleeping. I'm told that they sleep for up to 20 to 22 hours a day, more time average throughout the year than any animal on earth. No points, but a nice picture to go on our way. Let's go to the third question from your mystery box, PSB. What automotive company, which uses interlocking rings in its logo, is headquartered in Ingolstadt in the province of Bavaria in Germany? And your time starts now.
Audi, right?
Audi, yeah.
Audi.
Go ahead. Final answer, Audi.
Final answer is Audi.
All right, your final answer is Audi, you say. Let's take a look at the answer. Audi it is. I think that was one of the luckiest ever questions that you could get in a quarterfinal of Smartacus 2022. That's how the mystery boxes work. Audi it is. And interestingly, because of the way the Audi logo looks, there is a very funny colloquial name which the Audi car or the Audi company is given in Gujarat. So if you go to Gujarat and you become familiar or friendly with somebody there and somebody is buying an Audi, they don't call it an Audi, they call it the Char Bangdi Wali Gadi because it looks like 4 bangles put together next to each other. And another bit of trivia that you can share with your friends is that once when Mark Waugh, the world famous Australian batsman, was having a very bad run of form, he once scored 4 ducks or zeros, one after the other, in the course of the tournament. And from then onwards, his teammates and everyone around the world gave him the nickname Audi because 4 zeros next to each other in succession look like the logo of the Audi company. 2 points to PSBB. That brings us to an end of your mystery box. We are at a stage where only the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home Mallasandra is yet to play their mystery box as a part of their team play segment. Let's open up mystery box number 2. The first question from your mystery box is this. Of the 11 countries of the world whose names start with A, only 2 of them do not end in the letter A. You have to tell me any one of these countries and your time starts now.
Azerbaijan. Okay, Samir, go for it.
The final answer is Afghanistan, but Azerbaijan is also the other one.
Yeah, those are the 2. Azerbaijan and Afghanistan.
Okay, Satvik had the answer, but then he decided to be all gracious and MS Dhoni-esque and said, okay, Samir will give the answer. And they said, one said Azerbaijan, one said Afghanistan. I just want one. Let's take a look at the answers here. Afghanistan and Azerbaijan are the 2 countries whose names begin with an A, but do not end with an A. All the rest, Algeria, Armenia, all of them, they end with an A as well. 2 points to Sri Kumaran Children's Home. Let's go to the mystery box and show you question number 2. In computing, the term picture element is usually shortened to what single word that we use a lot when we talk about resolutions? And your time start now.
The final answer is pixel.
So let's take a look at the answer. And pixel, it is. The word pixel was made up in the early days of computer screens and technology. The word pixel was made up of the 2 words picture and element, because you will remember many a times the slang word for picture is, we call pictures as pix, and element, of course, shortened to EL. Pixel will get you 2 points, Sri Kumaran Children's Home. 2 questions done. 1 question to go. Let us show you the third question from your mystery box. The Madhumani painting or Mithila painting is a style of Indian painting practiced in the Mithila region which majorly lies in which Indian state? And your time starts now.
Madhubani is Rajasthani, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're trying to find Mithila, right? Oh no, wait, no, sorry, same thing. Never mind.
Yeah, I believe the answer is Rajasthan. I mean, like, just look at the cultural influences and so on.
I think that's a very constructive.
Is it Rajasthan or Gujarat?
Actually.
Interesting question. Sir, our final answer is Rajasthan.
Your final answer is Rajasthan. Before I show you the answer, I would be very interested to ask your opponents whether they agree with you when you say Rajasthan, or they have some other guess and they feel this is heading into a tiebreaker. Can any one of the students from PSBB unmute and tell me what they think is the answer for this question?
Myself, Sri Shivendra. I do not agree with the opponent's answer.
Okay.
I think it's Bihar. It's because I've come across Madhubani arts and stuff, and it's very similar to those mandalas where you first draw the shapes and then you fill in with circles and stuff. So I think it's Bihar, but
He said, I think the answer is Bihar, not Rajasthan, because it's very similar to the mandala style of painting where you first come up with the shapes and then you start coloring into them and come up with that. So he thinks this should be Bihar. I don't know. We will let the answer slide tell us who is right. Is it Rajasthan or is it Bihar? Bihar it is. This is Bihar. It majorly lies in Bihar. The Mithila region comprises a huge area, parts of which lie in Nepal as well, but they lie in Bihar and Jharkhand, but majorly they comprise the territory of Bihar. That means that the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home land up stranded on only 2 correct answers out of 3. Remember, they were on 12 points, which would bring them up to 16. Before we proceed any further, let's take a look at the scores. The team from Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri, is currently on 16 points. The team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra, also finish on 16. They needed 3 to win outright. They have managed 2, which still lets them tie with their opponents. And what a competition this quarterfinal in the South Zone is turning out to be. We have a tie between these 2 teams. And before we proceed with the tiebreaker, I will explain the rules to all of you, and then you will know how we're going to play the tiebreaker. We play a tiebreaker format, which is called closest to the bull. And what that means is that I will be taking one team out of the call into the waiting room. In the waiting room, you cannot hear what is going on in the call. You cannot see what is going on in the call. The first team remains in the call with me. In that call, I will ask them the tiebreaker question, which is common to both teams. It will typically be a question which you have to answer with a number. I will note down your answer. Remember, you get only 30 seconds, the same as always, to give me a number, which is the answer to the question which I ask you. I note down your answer. I then bring back your opponents into the call. Once that is done, I ask them the same question which I asked you, and they have to give me their answer, which will also be a number. Once I have noted down both the answers, I then give out the real answer, which is the official answer as per the quiz. Whichever team's answer is closest to the official answer wins, and they go ahead into the next round. The other team, of course, finishes their journey at Smartacus 2022. May I now request the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra, be taken out into the waiting lobby by the proctor. Once we have a confirmation, then we will proceed. The team going first is the team from Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri. If you are ready, your question is this. The video called Baby Shark is the record holder for perhaps the most number of views received by a YouTube video of all time. What you have to tell me, PSPB, is as of today, what is the total number of views by the Baby Shark official video? And your 30 seconds begin now.
I think Baby Shark crossed the view for 1 billion videos like a long time ago. So 7 billion, if you're sure with that, let's go with 7 billion. In that, I think since the closest answer will get us more.
Last 3 seconds, I need a final answer.
the final answer from PSB Siruseri is 7.7 billion.
7.7 billion is what you said.
Yes.
All right, let me note that down. Let us now bring the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home back into the quiz, please. Sri Kumaran Children's Home, your tiebreaker question for closest to the bull is this. As you may be aware, the Baby Shark official video holds the record for perhaps the most number of YouTube views that have been achieved by a video on YouTube. What you have to tell me is, as of today, what is the number of views achieved by the Baby Shark video? And your time starts now.
Okay, 8 billion, I know.
I think
for
it's
sure.
11.4 billion.
No, it has crossed 8 for sure. Like recently.
8 is a long time ago.
Okay, what do you think it is?
I think it's around 11.
Amir, when did you last check?
Bro, like recently, like this year only, it was 8 point something or something. Like I'm pretty like.
I am pretty close. I'm pretty sure it hit 10.
You sure?
And that must be the most significant milestone that it has crossed. So I think we should go with
What was the previous record?
the
Last
previous.
6 seconds.
Despacito with 7.6 or something.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
so
go
this is around 10. I think we should go with
with
10.4,
10.5.
All right, your time is up. What's your final answer?
10.4 billion views.
Your final answer, which I have noted down, no changes now, is 10.4 billion views, is what you said. I asked the identical question to your opponents. Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School came up with an answer which, after deliberation, they froze at 7.7 billion views on YouTube. The answer that Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra, has given is 10.4 billion views on YouTube. And now, drum roll, as they say, because we want to know what the official number is. The official number stands at 11.99 billion views. A little bit of math tells me that 7.7 billion is much farther away from 11.99 billion than 10.4 billion. So the answer, which is closest to the bull, happens to be 10.4 billion views, which was given by Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra. They win this nerve-wracking tiebreaker and they will advance into the semi-finals. For now, these are the official results. At the end of 8 specialized topics, 2 mystery boxes, and a cracker of a tiebreaker, the scores are tied at 16 points apiece after regular play, winning on the tiebreaker and going through into the semi-finals of the South Zone, the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra. You finish as the winner of today's quarterfinal. My congratulations. The team from Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, Siruseri, they also finish on 16, but they lose out on the tiebreaker question. But for now, this is me saying goodbye, God bless, and do take very good care of yourself.